Hello, welcome to my loft and welcome to Vlogmas day 12. Today is the Q&A day that I asked for questions for honestly a while ago at this point, but day 12 I'll be answering your questions. I asked over on Instagram and also in the community tab, so if you missed it, that's where they were. If you ever have any more questions for me, always drop them in the comments. I also feel like I miss you a little bit because we've been doing the daily vlogs, and then yesterday for you, so Saturday, I'm not posting because originally I was just planning on doing 6 days a week, and then I just went a little crazy the first week and did all 7, and now I need that break day, and so I feel like I'm missing you a little bit because yesterday break day, today the Q&A instead of the daily vlog, but coming up on the weekdays there'll be the daily vlogs, so the true spirit of Vlogmas can continue. But I'll just jump right into the questions. I'm kind of excited. Some of these were really deep. Some of these I felt like I needed to journal and reflect to answer, but I have them all on my phone right here. And by far the number one question that I was asked over and over again is, how do you manage your time between internship, school, job, social life, etc.? This is a tough one because it's such an individual basis. So I can tell you what I do and then take what you like from it and apply it to your own life. But personally, Google Calendar is my best friend just for keeping things straight, understanding where my hours are going in a day and where I have extra hours. Google Calendar is how I make sure that stuff doesn't fall through the cracks, I guess. And I do want to reference you, and another question will also reference you to the same video, but I made a video last January, so almost a year ago, and then I kind of touched on it again in August, September whenever I was starting grad school. But I have a whole system with school and then my Google Calendar as well, so I'll put that video up in the card so you can click on it or go there after you finish this one. That kind of shows my little organization for school. But I think just the most important thing is that I used to really schedule every hour of my day, being this one's gonna be workout, and then I'm gonna spend 10 minutes showering, and then I'm gonna do homework for an hour and 45, and then and it just for me created a lot more stress, I think, than it ever sometimes I would get things done because of that, but it just created a lot more stress. And so this sounds counterintuitive, I guess, but I think that the way that I manage handling a lot is by making sure that I have the time that I'm not doing anything, because then I'm able to be recharged and to put my energy and my time into the things like school and internship and work and all of that. Whereas if I was so busy and let my schedule fill up so much, then all of my responsibilities would be suffering a little bit, instead of prioritizing the time to not do anything, whether it's just an hour or so, and then the stuff that I have committed to can be done better, if that makes sense. Something that I also think is a little bit important is that there's always an adjustment period whenever you're starting something new or whenever you're adding a new thing to your plate, because obviously if you're doing more, then it's going to feel like more. But also I'm a pretty big believer in the more that you do, the more that you can do. And this is something that I think that COVID proved even more, because whenever all of us got used to staying at home and to not doing much, I remember last year starting college again, I would go to one class in a day and be absolutely wiped, so exhausted. I'd spend an hour and 15 minutes in class and then get home and be I cannot do a single other thing today, because I wasn't doing anything. And so just adding one thing into my day felt crazy. It felt so much, and then adding 2 things, adding 3 things felt so much. But then, as you know, if you've watched since then, spring semester of college, I had quite a bit going on. I was working 40 to 45 hours a week while taking a full college schedule and still working out and doing YouTube and all of that. And I honestly didn't feel that overwhelmed. I did in the beginning because I was getting used to it and adjusting to it. But come February, March, April, I was doing just fine, even though I was doing a lot, just because I'd let myself adjust and I'd gotten used to it, and I was making sure that I wasn't dying. And that's something that honestly I'm worried about a little bit going into next semester, because next semester is when I actually start teaching the classes for the job that I'm working on the side, the kind of tutoring job, but it's in classes form, if that makes sense. As I actually start those classes next semester, whereas this semester I've just been training for it. And so I am a little apprehensive to see how it'll go, and if it ends up being too much for me, we'll see. I really hope it won't, because really we'll just have to see, and we'll face that battle when it comes. But give yourself grace to have the adjustment period, and also know that usually, put a little asterisk that it doesn't count for extreme cases, but usually the more that you do, the more that you can do. The next question I thought was a really cute one, but it says, what goals are you working towards right now? Which I love, because I think that's a good way to get to know someone. That's a good question just to ask the people in your life too. But right now, I think the goals I'm working towards is I'm really trying to become an expert in what I'm doing, and become competent in what I'm doing. And so a lot of that is in the internship, I have a big goal of just being self-sufficient, understanding what's going on, being able to take initiative and do it myself, myself. I feel like I'm constantly working to like better myself in that setting. That's a goal that I'm working on. Another goal I'm working on is to work out with more intensity. Since I'm not going to workout classes while I'm here in Atlanta, I think that sometimes I can just kind of let myself do the bare minimum a little bit, let myself slide a little bit, and that's not necessarily like who I want to be or the workouts that I want to do. So I'm trying to like challenge myself to work out with more intensity, because if someone else is leading me, then I do it and I do it happily. But like if I'm in charge of my own workout, sometimes I don't challenge myself to the best of my ability. So that's a goal I'm working on. Honestly, and this is like a boring, like super logistical one, but I'm working on getting the money together to pay for tuition, because in January, come January, will be my last tuition payment. So I'm just like trying to get all my ducks in a row, and I'm pushing it, but I should make it. And yeah, that's just a goal of mine. I think in the future, this isn't an active goal yet, because I feel like it would add too much to my plate right now, but in the future, I have a goal of preparing more meals, cooking more. Zach's gonna laugh at me when he watches and sees this, because he feels like he cooks a lot. But I think lots of times I just like go grab and go food, and I would rather it be like more of an experience and like get to play around and experiment. So that'll be a future goal, but it's not a current goal that I'm acting towards. I thought this was another cute one. I'm probably gonna say that for all these questions. I really loved them. But someone asked, what are the best and worst parts of your life right now? Again, great question to like get to know someone. I love these. One of the best parts of my life right now is my internship, if you couldn't guess, just because I really love it and I love getting to do the work, and I feel like I'm starting to get good at it. So that's definitely one of the best parts of my life right now. Another one of the best parts of my life is that I feel like I'm living the life that I wanted to. And I kind of touched on this in a video, the like reacting to my first YouTube video ever video that I posted a couple weeks ago around Thanksgiving. But last year I had like lots of big goals and dreams for myself, and I never would have pictured myself being right where I am now. But I really like, I feel like a lot of my dreams came true for me to be here, and so I try to like appreciate that and look on that, and that really is one of the best parts of my life. I think it's just that life's going well, knock on wood, but life's going well. And then the worst parts of my life, I kind of already mentioned this, but I'm worried about time management for the upcoming semester. It should end up fine. I want it to end up fine without me becoming super duper frazzled and stressed, you know? I want it to end up fine and me not be like worried about it. But right now I'm a little bit worried about time management for upcoming semester. I feel like it's dramatic to call this like the worst part of my life, but I think some of the like struggle I've been feeling lately is that I feel ready to like be a worker, like to be in the field, be doing 9 to 5. I like school and everything. With social work, it's interesting because like, as you know, I do my internship. That's a part of like every program. Like that's not unique to me. Everyone does that. And so it's like I'm getting this like half taste of what it's like to like actually be in the field and doing the work without like being able to fully do it. Like I feel like I would even be so much better there if I could just be there every day, but I can't because I have to go to class. Like I wish I could, but I'm just ready to like have a job and like have that be my thing, especially because like I know that comes with its own set of challenges and everything. But right now I feel like my brain just has like so many different like boxes of categories that it needs to keep straight. Like it has school, it has internship, it has YouTube, it has my job, it has, you know, just like all those kinds of things. Whereas like once school is out of the picture, then that's just like one less thing, and I can pour my energy into what I get more excited about, which is like actually doing the work. So like I said, I feel kind of dramatic being like, that's one of the worst parts of my life, that I'm in school, because I enjoy school, but like I'm feeling ready without wishing the days away. I'm feeling ready. I got this question a couple times too, but just like, how do you prepare for your first semester of grad school? I know a couple of you guys are starting your first semesters soon, and so I want to refer you back to the video I mentioned earlier. That was my like how to prep for a semester with me that I posted last January, because that one kind of goes through pretty much in detail like what I do, what my process is for school specifically. And then I also did it, I can't remember which video, but if I do remember I'll tag it. If not, I'm sorry, but it's in one of the videos from like whenever I was getting ready to start grad school. So it probably starts with like end of summer scaries whenever I was doing those videos. Basically what I do is I always just pull up syllabi and make sure that I understand what's expected of me. So I think that's a big thing, is like actually read through your syllabus, understand like, okay, this is the setup of the assignments that we're gonna have. Like, is it gonna be 3 big papers, or is it gonna be like a small weekly quiz? Like just knowing kind of the general gist of what's coming in your classes. And then what I like to do too is make a little Google sheet. In that video I mentioned, we'll go all into this, a little like Google Doc that has just like each class and like what we're doing in class and what I need to like have done before that class. So like for me now, that's like my readings and my module work is what I have in that. So I can just like, as I go through the week, I can see exactly what's expected of me that week, and I can slowly be like crossing off the things as I do them. So that's my biggest tip. I think that like the less concrete tip is to be excited about the classes you're taking, or to like make yourself be excited about the classes you're taking, even if you're not like naturally, because that just makes like the readings and the work so much easier to do if you are appreciative of like getting to learn the information and are like excited about how to use the information. Now, okay, moving to like a different little section of question. A lot of people asked questions similar to like, are there things at your internship that you don't talk about, or like, do you leave out parts of your internship? Are there like secrets at your internship? Like, a lot of you are wanting the tea, you're wanting the juicy, you're wanting that good info. And one reason that I talk so broadly about the internship is because just like by nature of it, it's super confidential with the people I work with, and a lot of like the prison system too, just like for security reasons, it's pretty confidential. And so that's why I don't go into details, because I never want to enter any kind of gray area with confidentiality at all. Like it's pretty black and white of like things I can share. And just since this is like a public platform that anyone can see, I'm not gonna tell people's stories or like tell really who I'm working with or even like where I'm working. Like all of that is just kind of, for me, little private information. I also think another thing that kind of goes with that is that I feel like, to an extent, like obviously not because I talk about social work a lot on this channel, but to an extent, my like professional little self over here is like very different and like feels pretty separate than my little like YouTube self over here. And so yeah, there are definitely things that happen and things that I do that I don't talk about and that I won't talk about unless you want to grab lunch with me sometime, then we can kind of go more in depth just a little bit. But just since this is a public platform and I don't know who's watching, and also like respecting the people that I'm with, like I'm not going to talk much about like coworkers or like situations or any kind of specific. But something I can talk about a little bit is, someone asked, have there been any difficult situations so far working in prison? And my guess is that you're asking like danger wise or just like prison specific wise. And I can really say that no, there hasn't been. And again, like knock on wood, because we don't want there to be. And part of this is probably because I'm still newer too, but like for the most part, the boys I work with are respectful towards me, and I don't feel scared of them. I don't expect any of them to be aggressive towards me, but even if something were to ever happen, there's always officers around. Like there's never boys without security, so I've never felt nervous like walking around. Like I feel safe, I feel fine, and nothing like danger wise has ever happened. I will say like the boys can be inappropriate at times, and like that definitely has happened, but that's just like a different, I don't know, they just have to like don't speak to me that way. And like but danger wise, I've been fine. I know we could wish that there'd be more tea, more juicy there, but that I can say with full confidence is that I don't really feel nervous going in at all. They're chill. They're fine. Another question was, if you could move anywhere, where would you move and why? And this is about to be sappy and boring, but right now I really just want to live in Atlanta and I want to stay here for a long time, which I don't know if that'll be an option really, because I don't know if we've talked about it too much, but like Zach's going to med school starting 2023. And so we don't really have control too much over like the process of that, like basically where he gets accepted will go to. And so the chances of us staying in Atlanta past then are pretty slim, but I've just really fallen in love with it here. And I feel like this is a little homey environment and I really like the city. So right now I just want to live here, and I'm going to appreciate each and every day here, knowing that it probably will come to a close pretty soon. Not super soon, but like however long that is, like a year and a half soon at least. Vacation wise, I really want to visit Malaga again, where I studied abroad. I haven't been back there since I lived there, and I really want to like take the people I like with me so I can like show them my things, show them what I did all that summer. And I really just liked the city and the beach and Spain and everything. So visiting wise, I want to go back to Malaga. Living wise, I just want to be here for now. Someone else asked, are you interested in any careers other than social work? And this is a little funny because in August I had like, I don't know if it's a quarter life crisis, a quarter education crisis, something, but I had this like worry where I was like, why am I in social work? Like, are my strengths being utilized to the best of their ability in social work? Like I had this like big thing where I was like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Should I be looking at other things? Should I be doing something else? That was all August. Before I started school this year, before I started internship, everything, those feelings have gone away. I'm very happy in social work right now. It was really just like a 2-week little like freak out. But as far as being interested in other careers other than social work, I think because the field is so diverse, like since I could do so much in social work, I don't really see myself going out of the social work field all that much, because like right now working with incarcerated youth, like that's social work, but like later I could work at like a nonprofit for immigrants, and like that's also social work, even though that'd be such a different experience than I'm doing right now. So I do kind of see myself jumping maybe a little bit around the field, maybe, and that might just be like a given too, since like I mentioned with Zach's med school, like we'll be moving around a little bit just with the process of med school and how all of that works. And so like maybe I'll just be jumping around the field. But as far as like a career straight outside of social work, I don't really see myself doing one. And that could just be like lack of creativity, because like I can't even think of like what careers used to interest me. But that also could be because like I know the amount of schooling and the amount of like change in schooling that would kind of need to happen for me to have a career outside of social work. Like there was a while when I was like, maybe I should have gone to med school too. And like I'm glad I didn't now, but like medical stuff has always interested me. Sometimes I think like maybe I should just drop everything and become like a hairstylist. I've never even tried. One time I cut Zach's hair and it wasn't that good, but like those are more just like little, not mental breakdowns, but little moments where I think like I'm just gonna be a stay-at-home mom for my life, and then I realize like I probably wouldn't actually be happy doing that, maybe for a little bit, but not for forever. And so I really don't see myself in any career field outside of social work. It would be cool if like YouTube became bigger, but also I don't ever see myself like, I literally have less than 700 subscribers, so this is like not even a possibility right now. But like if it ever were to become big enough to like, oh, could this be my full-time job? I don't think I would want it to be, just because I think people lose their relatability whenever they just enter the social media field, like solely that. Like I like living my life and being able to show it to you, but like if the whole purpose of my life is to show it, like that just feels different. And so I do think it'd be cool if YouTube got big enough to be like a part-time job, and then I could have part-time job doing something else, but I'm probably gonna stay social work. Oh, also remember when I taught for like 2 months? Won't be going back there. And then last little question is kind of a logistical one, but someone asked, when do you graduate and what will you do after? So I graduate in May. I graduate May, I think it's like 21st or something is when my official graduation date is. I'm kind of undecided on if I'll be going to walk or not, because like since I go to Fordham, but I'm totally online, the graduation ceremony would be in New York, which would be kind of cool, but I haven't decided yet if I want to visit New York then, like under those circumstances, because I have no connection to the like campus or the university really at all, since I've always been here doing it. So I can't decide if I'll actually go walk or if I'll just have like some sort of celebration here. But I graduate in May, and then afterwards my immediate plans are to get my license, get my LMSW, Licensed Master of Social Work. In Georgia, I have to wait until my degree is conferred. Some people can sit for the exam before graduating, which I think is incredible. I cannot. I have to wait until my degree is conferred, and then I can like submit my application to get licensed. And once that gets approved, then I am able to sit for the exam. And if I pass the exam, I can get it licensed. That's my immediate goal that I know of for sure after graduation. And then also like getting a job. That's definitely a goal. I don't know yet what that will look like, but that is definitely a goal. But I will be staying in Atlanta upon graduation, because like I said, Zach starts med school 2023. So yes. All right, and that was it for questions. I know this is a different video than like a daily vlog, but it's still fun to sit down and chat a little bit, and I just needed a little break. So like I said, Saturday, so yesterday for you, no video, but the vlogs will be coming back starting tomorrow on Monday. So I look forward to that. But thanks for joining me on this little Q&A. I'll see you tomorrow.